Diana, how are you doing?
Hi, good, hot. How are you doing?
Good and hot. Cooler than yesterday, which is good. Thank you ever so much for hopping on. I'm really excited for this conversation. I'm not going to do you any disservice and ruin your intro. So let me ask you a very quick question just to kick things off. In like one or two sentences, what do you sell and who do you sell it to?
Yes, so I sell for organizations, or I help organizations to increase psychological safety and performance by embedded a conflict resilience infrastructure, which helps, create or helps resolve conflicts in an early state. And my ideal clients or my ideal clients are leaders who care about their employees and who wants to provide a safe work environment.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Amazing. So I obviously reached out to C2C clients and said, do you want to go live with me? If so, tell me what problem you want to solve. And I've got written down here what you said. And that was around how to differentiate your services, which are unique, but you also have competitors who sell on the surface quite similar things. Is that fair?
Yes,
is that about
that
right?
is correct. Because
Okay.
Yeah, that is correct. Because I think there are so many tools right now on the market. Yeah, and
what do you think it is that makes your solution different? Is it there are a few different ideas and things I've got on my sleeve, but what do you believe it is that makes you different or better than anyone else who does what you do?
I believe that I provide resolution instead of like measurements or data. I mean, I also provide data, but what I see that there are a lot of good surveys or there are a lot of good apps, but these are really shows measurements and feedbacks and not providing resolution. And I provide resolution with the employees who work for the companies.
Okay. So what I'm getting from that is these other competitors of yours are going to offer data and flashy tools, which might look great, but data and tools are fucking useless if we don't use them.
Yes, yeah, that is correct. And so if you don't know how to resolve conflicts or if you don't know how to resolve situation, then you can have so many tools and apps, but still the problem will remain.
Okay. So we've almost got two sides I've just drawn a circle and then put a line down the middle. We've almost got information on one side and then implementation on the other. And it seems like most competitors fit in the information stage, but not both. So if you wanted to explain this to someone, it's the combination of both which will make you unique. Is that right?
Yes. So sometimes you are sometimes you are freezing for me. I am freezing for you also, or is it my
Yeah, I
connection?
think there's a bit of a lag. It could be my connection. I had a problem before, but I don't think there's much. Don't think there's much we can do. But yeah, it's a little bit laggy. If you stay on afterwards, the recording will come directly from your computer. So we just have to stay on for 2 minutes after we finish, and then it will update and upload. So we don't need to worry about it too much. Okay. So
could you repeat your question again, please?
Yeah, I was saying that most people, there's two sides of this coin, right? There's information and there's implementation. It sounds to me like most of your competitors only really deal with the information gathering, but they don't do any of the implementation, which is massive. I think a massive angle that you'd be able to take in your content and in your calls is to say, look, I've worked in this space for, and I know you've worked in the space for a while. I've done a lot of work in this space for 15 years, and every single person starts off with the right intentions. They start by gathering the information, doing the surveys, putting them into tools, looking at the data, the statistics, the analysis. But where they really start to fall flat is actually having an actionable roadmap or an actionable battle plan that they can bring to fruition to actually make change within the organization. So I think there are two things you can start to tap into massively here. The first are the daily frustrations. So if you look at the leaders who are struggling potentially with their team and are facing this crisis or conflict management and taking it all upon themselves right now, there are certain things that will show up in their days and their weeks, which are like micro frustrations that will start to piss them off. If you can talk about those quite frequently in your content and in your sales and marketing assets, that's going to help them that's going to hit home when they hear it. But the other side of this, and we're doing a lot of, I've drawn quite a few circles on the other side is the bigger picture. Like what happens when organizations get this right, but also get it wrong?
Yeah, I mean, who is getting right? They are really, they can keep the high performer employees. They are really make a huge impact without any or less burnout than the toxic work environment who creates a lot of burnout opportunities for people because they don't feel safe, and there are the toxic part cause a lot of energy from the employees, from the leaders, from the organization. So these are the three levels. And yes, I always see as a holistic, and I am always talking about three levels when I am talking about the resolutions which I provide.
Okay. Amazing. So that's kind of like the business case, I think. We've got the daily frustrations and the weekly like annoyances. And then we've got the big things that happen when you get this right. And then we've got the bad things that happen when you get this wrong. That's definitely a business case and something that you can take into your messaging. The other thing, and I don't know if you knew I was going to talk about this or not, but it's the easiest way to differentiate from every other competitor is to go into you as a person, because you are the USP, you are the unique selling point. We can leverage everything in your backstory and everything in your brain, in your environment, in your experiences in order to bring this to fruition. So were you on yesterday's C2C call?
No, I am on my vacation. Sorry, I wasn't. I am enjoying my vacation. Sorry, but I will repack.
Well, let me tell you about it quickly.
The video, but it's so. Yeah, it's so. Can I give you one sentence? It's so interesting what you are saying, because, of course, based on my experience, past experience, I chose this path because I was the employee who never speak up, who never said anything about bad leadership, bad organizations. But my first employee, or I wasn't employed, that was the best experience I had. And after I had so many toxic experience, and 10 years ago, I decided, okay, I know it is possible to create psychological safety, and it's not about the money. You need to have good leaders and safe work environment. So that's the reason I choose this path to help organization with the correct tools to provide resolution. So it's, yeah.
Love it. So we need to lean into that. And when you go back and watch the recording of yesterday's session that we ran inside C2C, it's called Personal Brand DNA. And DNA obviously makes us unique. My DNA is different to yours. If I had a twin brother or a twin sister, it would still be different to theirs. So I believe there are 5 strands or 5 things that we can bring into our content that will make us extremely different to everyone, even if they sell the exact same thing for the exact same price with the exact same offer, we can still beat them. And the 5 strands are, if you think about a movie, okay, we have a story that's going on. There is a journey that's happening within the movie itself. Then we've got a character. So you are the character. You have different worldview, opinions, beliefs, experiences. Then we've got associations. So the people, and well, associations would be the cast. So who are the other co-stars that are in the film? For you, it could be partner, child, clients, things like that. We want to bring them up. We then also got the props. So what kind of things do you use every day? I always drink this liquid death water, and I'll like show up on camera with it. But whenever someone sees that, they're going to associate it with me. It's very small little nuances, but that's what makes me me and makes me different. On top of that, if you think about a movie, you've also got the set. So what are the backgrounds? Where, like, you're on vacation right now, but you might work from a coffee shop every week. You might work from the spare bedroom. I work in like a home office. I may change it up and work when I'm on holiday. So all the different backdrops and things that people can associate with you. Again, we start to form a thread. So that's the associations. After that, we've also got something that not many people talk about. But if you think about, have you seen Batman?
Yeah.
The film Batman? It wouldn't be anywhere near as good if there wasn't a set of bad guys in there. So we need some villains and some enemies and some people, or more practices
to blame.
We need. Well, there's a lot of shit in every single market, like competitors of yours. You don't have to name them, but some of the stuff that they do, you need to take a stand against it and be like, this is not going to get you the result that you want. This is shit. You don't have to say it like that, but this is awful. This is really good, and this is what I do. And you align yourself with that, because then people have got something to stand against to be like, oh yeah, actually, she's right. That doesn't work. We've tried that. What's she saying again? And they start to look at you. So we need to have some stuff that it could be old, outdated strategies, stuff that you've done in the past perhaps and didn't work or you've abandoned. It could be like, there are people on here that say send loads of cold DMs on LinkedIn, and that's not something, or use AI to write your content. They're my villains. They're my bad guys. I will talk against them until, well, I don't know how long, but for now. And then the final thing, so we've got the story, we've got the main character, we've got the associations, so the sets and the co-stars and all that kind of thing. But then we've got the bad guys. Then we've got reviews. So if I use Batman as an example, the Batman film called Dark Knight did $1 billion at the box office. It's got like 5-star reviews everywhere. Heath Ledger, who played the Joker, won an Oscar for it, I think. We need our own credibility. So you have obviously done some seriously good stuff in your time. And that can be personal and business. So, you may have run a marathon or written a book or spoken on a TEDx stage, or you may have reached a certain milestone in your own business, or you may have been promoted to work with, like, to a senior leadership position. You may have sold stuff. I always talk about this. I've sold to FedEx and Jack Daniels and Subway. I say it all the time, just so people go, oh, I know Jack Daniels. And it just buys me a little bit of extra credibility. So when you're back from vacation, I would definitely think about that personal brand piece. There's a whole exercise that will give you content ideas for days off the back of it. But if you go and look at that and sit down, it will probably take you like an hour. That is going to frame half of your positioning, your personal positioning. But then we've got the business stuff as well, which is just like, what are the daily frustrations? How does that play out and affect their week? What happens when they get it right? What happens when they get it wrong? And all those things together, that's a brand new diagram you've helped me draw just on this call, which I'll go and design. But what happens when those things play out? And they're just loads of topics that you can consistently talk about. And somewhere in there is your positioning?
Yeah, it's thanks. It's already give this conversation like ideas, because I, especially with the bad guys, I saw things which I can't align with. So that is already make me think to how to reframe my offer, or how I can distinguish myself. Well, thanks.
Yeah, we just need a big enough time frame for this to play out. But there's loads of content ideas in there, and we can always also use that to help create some of our assets as well. So if you're going to film a live or a video on your roadmap or on the offer itself, we can start to place those little things in. Has that been helpful?
Yes, super helpful. But I am picturing that. I hope it won't take like you said, it's an hour exercise, so I know I can be I can put a lot of time on this, but I hope it will just take a few exercises, and I will have a good picture.
Yeah, it won't take long. So there's a tool at the end that gives you everything you need. You basically just need to fill out a questionnaire. So you can watch it on 2x speed. I literally pause the video. Well, I tell everyone to pause for 3 minutes, brain dump, get as much out as you can. We do that 5 times for each one of the categories, and then you put it into the tool and it'll give you all the ideas.
Can't wait to do this exercise and see the result from that. Thanks.
Yeah, it should be. I hope it should be quite powerful. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow night or next week. Next week. I thought so. Well, I'm away next week actually, so Katie's heading up the calls. But any questions? Just sit with this for a little bit. Any questions? Just hit us in Slack. We can help you clarify stuff. But go through that exercise when you can. I'll see you in the next few days. Just let it, while you're on holiday, just let the thoughts just go where they need to. Write stuff down if you need. Try and take time off, obviously, and then come back and we can go hard on that side of things.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Amazing. Well, it's been great to chat to you. Thank you for taking the time out while you're on holiday as well. And I will see you week after next.
Yeah. Thanks.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.